Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Learn and I'm Kartika. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel for more commerce video and also don't forget to click the bell icon to get the latest notification. So in today's video, we will be discussing the recent trend that occurred in the derivative market and also about the tax on derivatives. Okay, so let's start the video. First, let's see some of the recent trends that has been occurred in the derivatives market. Okay, so it is a very static portion. So first we can say that new and improved types of derivatives are being introduced. Like mostly there were derivatives such as swaps, option, forward and future, but now new type of and improved type of derivatives has been coming into the market. Okay. Then another recent trend that occurred is that India's national stock exchange, that is India's NSE, has surpasses the America's CME group of incorporations to become the world's largest derivative house by volume. Okay, so the NSE traded the most contract in the world in 2010. So during the period of 2019, National Stock Exchange has traded the most contract in the world. Okay, so compared to the volume, India NSE has become the largest. So volume on Indian exchange grew to 58% to about 6 billion derivative contract in 2019. So India's national stock exchange has contracted like 6 billion derivatives in 2019, while the CME group, which is in US, volume was only 4.83 billion contracts. Okay, so in volume, National Stock Exchange has outdone the America's CME group of incorporations. Okay, then India had also raised ahead of Korea exchange in terms of the ratio of equity derivatives turnover to cash market turnover. Okay, so India's derivative market in equity derivatives also had ratioed up against ahead of the Korea's stock exchange. Okay, that is also a recent trend that occurred in the derivative market. Then other recent trends are like globalization of equity derivatives led to the use of multiple products on multiple exchanges and direct market access, straight through processing, algorithmic trading, high frequency trading, internet trading, mobile trading, technologies, etc. have been developed. So now we can say we can sell or buy the derivatives through mobile trading. Then there is high frequency trading. We also have access to internet trading, direct market access is there, and straight through processing is there. So all these structures has also been developed to make the trading more easier. Okay. Then rise of internet trading helps the investors to carry out their own terminals to brokers or on their own. Okay. So these are some of the major trends that occurred in derivative market. Okay. So now let's see the taxation of derivatives. Okay, that is how much tax we have to pay on these derivatives or the income we generate from these derivatives. Okay. So a derivative transaction are still growing in India and their tax implications are still to be tested by Indian revenue authorities. So as such of now, there is no specific rules or regulation on taxation on derivatives. Okay, so derivative market is still growing in India, so the tax revenue authorities have to make tax implication and they have to still test the tax implication on Indian traders. Okay, so according to section 9 of international tax Indian tax act covers situation under which income can be deemed to accrue or arise in India. So according to Indian tax law, if an income is arised in India or accrued in India, then it is taxable in India. Okay. But unlike in UK, the Indian tax law does not specify or distinguish between business in India and doing business with India. Okay. So we can see these are two different terms. Uh, Doing business in India and doing business with India, they are two different terms, but in according in Indian tax law these both have not been distinguished, so that also create a confusion on the payment of tax. Okay, so taxation on derivatives is perhaps as complex as transaction itself, and a number of issues arise about characterization of income, treatment of derivatives, and underlying transaction, etc. So, if we ask someone or if you ask about the taxation of derivative, we know that it's a very complex process and a number of issues arise about this taxation of derivatives. Okay, so commonly seen issues are characterization of income, treatment of the derivatives, and underlying transaction, etc. Okay, so the issues get more intricate in the context of cross-border transactions. So if we are buying a derivative from another nation, and if there is cross-border transaction occurring, then the tax implication issues are making it more complicated. Okay, so let's see what are the major key issues on taxation of derivative. First one is characterization of income. So the problem is that in India there is no specific head on which tax has to be paid on this derivative. Okay, like we cannot consider it in business income, we cannot consider it in speculative as we cannot consider it as a speculative income, because we are trading derivatives on a recognized stock exchange, so it doesn't come under a speculative income. Okay, and if if it is a trader and he's doing like a business, he's doing the trading on derivative like a business, then we can treat it as a business income. But it is difficult to classify it into a head on the case of an just a particular or individual investor. Okay, so that is the first problem issued by the tax authorities, that is they cannot characterize the income into a specified tax head. Okay, the second is termination of income. Okay. So this is like determination. Okay, not termination, it is determination. Okay, so determination of income, that is the tax authorities still doesn't know like when they have to determine the income. Okay, so if it is a future contract, the contract will be occurring after 3 months, right? So in the case of swap it is different, in case of option it is different. So in case of different derivatives, the determination of income, that is when the income arised or when the income is going to arise, when it is deemed to arise, so it is somewhat confusing. So determination of income is also a difficult task. So that is the second key issue. Third one is withholding tax implication. That is when there is we are trading cross border derivative, so which law we have to apply, like domestic law or the law of other countries. There is a conflict between the different tax laws in different countries, so that is also creating an issue. So there are mainly three key issues in determining the tax on derivative. First one is characterization of income, that is we still don't know under which head to apply this income on derivatives, the tax on derivative. Second one is determination of income, that is we cannot determine when the income arised or when we have to calculate the tax on the income. Third one is withholding tax implication, that is when there is cross-border transaction, different countries tax law get conflicted, so that also is creating a problem. So these are the major three key issues in determining a tax rate on a derivative. Okay, so now let's see the tax treatment of specific derivative in India. Okay, like we are taking four derivatives, that is future, forward, swap and option, and we can say how tax treatment is done in these four derivatives in India. Okay, so the first one is a forward. Okay, so the forward contract which result in delivery does not come under definition of speculative transaction under Income Tax Act. So under the Income Tax Act of speculative transaction, forward doesn't comes under this speculative transaction. So it is considered as a non-speculative income. Okay, so those forwards which are not settled by actual delivery will come under speculative income and will be taxed accordingly. Okay, so if the forwards are not settled by actual delivery, then it will come under speculative income and will be taxed according to the speculative income. Okay, but otherwise, on the other hand, these forwards are not treated as speculative income, so they will be taxed accordingly. Okay, so both will have different taxation. Next come the case of a future. Okay, so there is no specific rules governing the taxation of future contracts as now. So here mainly the futures will be taxed under either income from business or profession or under other sources. Okay, so here as there will be profit or loss, it is not calculated under capital gain or not under a speculative. So futures are not speculative as we are trading through an organized stock exchange. So it doesn't come under speculative income. Okay. So futures are either taxed on profit from business or under other sources. Okay. Second one is options, warrants, caps and floors. So in this case also there are no specified rules governing the taxation of these derivative financial instruments in India. Okay, like there is no specified rule. It will be changing according to the options, like according to the profit or loss we are having. Okay. So in most of the cases, the options or the warrants will be treated under capital gain. Okay. So futures will be treated on income from business or profession and other sources of income, and options warrant will always mostly be treated under the head capital gains. Okay. Next comes swaps. So what is the taxation treatment in swaps? Taxation of swap payment is very much complicated. The issue involves is one of the characterization of the settlement of the amount, that is, swaps cannot be characterized or categorized into a specific head of income, so that creating complications. The amount could either be business income or interest income. So accordingly, the tax rate will vary. Okay. So the first we will have to decide whether the swap income we are getting is a business income or an interest income. Accordingly, the tax rate will vary and tax treatment is done accordingly. Okay. So the principle of swap deal is the national amount. Only the adjustment takes place between the bank and the counterparty in respect of the amount payable by them. Okay. So in case of futures, they are mostly considered under the head income from business or profession or under in other sources of income. And in case of options, it will be mostly considered under capital gains head. And in case of swap, it is first determined whether it is a business income or an interest income, and accordingly tax treatment will be done. Okay, so I hope this video is clear to you all. So if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up and also share this channel to all commerce students, and if you have not subscribed it, please subscribe to Let's Learn for more commerce video, and please give a precious feedback under the comment section, and also you can suggest the topics you wish to watch. Okay, so for more commerce videos, keep watching Let's Learn. Thank you.